real estate tip, baby. Have you ever heard the term earnest money? Earnest money deposit. It is usually cash that's put down along with a real estate contract when you're getting ready to buy a place. It doesn't disappear. It should never go directly to the seller. It should go in a trust account, like a title company, a real estate brokerage. They should hold on to that money. How much? Depends on where you live, depends on the type of property that you're buying, depends on the state sometimes. Like what's customary in one state is not the same in another state. And if you're buying $1 million property versus a $150,000 property, the amounts are generally different. So it's hard to say exactly how much you're going to put down. But what it is something that locks in a contract. So you have a buyer and a seller. And when you come to an agreement and you're in a mutual and agreement situation, you both sign the contract, now you'll have X number of days to put down that deposit. Could it be something else besides cash? Yes, but we're not going to get into all the fine nuances. I'm just trying to teach you some of the basics right now, okay? No, just know that there are some other options available. But the easiest, most common thing is you put down maybe $1,000 to $5,000, and then when you purchase the property, at the end, that money gets credited towards your purchase anyway. So it's not wasted. It doesn't go anywhere. So you just put it down, and at the end, if you had to bring in, say, $20,000 for your down payment and closing costs, and you put $5,000 ahead of time, you bring $15,000 to closing at the end, and you've got your $20,000. So earnest money is what locks in that contract. There has to be something of value, something that we call consideration, and it doesn't have to be cash, remember that, but most commonly, cash is the thing. So when you're getting ready to purchase a home, make sure that you have some earnest money set aside, and then you can use that as your deposit so that when the seller says yes and you go under contract, within usually about 3 days, depending on the state you live in. Again, it just depends on the contract and the state, but usually 3 days you have to get that deposit into the trust account or the escrow account. Okay, so that's one little tip on earnest money. What is it? How does it work? Where does it go? And to remember that it's money that's still yours. It's just going to be applied to the purchase at the end. Have a great day, baby. Keep smiling.